The week has started with a bang, with the very first 2-year-old trials in Sydney taking place on Monday, but more about those later. I want to begin our discussion in Victoria with Queen of Dubai. She heads to Sandown on Saturday to contest the listed Jim Maloney Stakes over 1,400 metres, her first try at the distance.
Really looking forward to seeing her step out. She's went around a big odds for the last couple of runs, but I thought she's really run some very credible races at those odds. I thought she stuck on very gamely last start over the 1,200 metres after doing plenty of work. So I think stretching out in distance to the 1,400 metres is key. I know she meets some classy opposition once again, but I think if she can find a nice rhythm over the 1,400, I think she'll be there for a long way. She's an awfully tough filly and a great opportunity for her to gain some black type.
And back in Sydney, Saturday's provincial meeting has been moved to Goulburn, where you have some live chances. Elvina has been nominated for the Fillies and Mares Benchmark 64 over 1,300 metres, where the step up in trip looks sure to suit.
Most definitely, and the added fitness will help. She was very good on resuming. She stuck on very well. As you point out, the distance will be the key. The natural improvement from her fitness, I think she's a big improver for us.
Excellabella and the Rampant hold nominations for the maidens over 1,400 metres. Excellabella against the girls and the Rampant against the boys. What can the viewers expect to see from them second up?
The Rampant was very good on debut. It was very new for him, just making his first career start. A bit lost, particularly around now. I expect sharp improvement just with the natural race experience. He's been training well and has a great chance. Excellabella found a little bit difficult on debut. She's dropping back in class, which will no doubt suit, and stepping up in trip, which will also be an important factor for her. She just had to do a little bit too much work when resuming to try and find the lead. Just left her vulnerable late. I said with those changing conditions, I think you can see a sharp improvement from her.
On Saturday, the racing moves back to Rosehill for the first time in 2 months, and just in time for one of their flagship days, Golden Rose Day. In the Congo steps out in the feature race for the Newgate Farms Syndicate, having well and truly earned his spot.
Excited to get back to Rosehill and excited to see this colt stepping out representing us in the Golden Rose. He hasn't put a foot wrong this preparation or his career in fact. Very honest, very genuine. I think he'll run out a strong 1,400 metres. Be positive from the gates. He'll look to sort of bowl along as he likes to do, and a horse that's going to the races in great order, good condition and full of confidence, he's certainly going to take a stack of beating.
Vangelic will contest the Group 2 Golden Pendant over 1,400 metres against the Fillies and Mares. She does tend to improve second up, and the distance should suit. So is she one the viewers should be following?
Most definitely. She went into her first up run with improvement to come. It was a strongly run race for the 1,200 metres. It just had her out chasing the entire way. With that, I thought she stuck on very well, and the best part of her race was certainly the last 100 metres through the line. So I think now as an older mare, she is just looking for that 1,400 metres, which is her ideal distance. Second up last campaign, stepping up the 1,400 metres, she was a real sharp improver. So expecting to see that once again. With that, I think she can feature here. She's very honest. She deserves a black type victory, and hopefully Saturday's her day.
Discharged lost no admirers 2 weeks ago when first up after a long layoff, and this step up in trip looks sure to suit. How has he trained on since then?
Excellent. Really happy with him. The 1,500 metres is ideal. It just had him out of his comfort zone over the 1,300 metres there first up, and particularly the way that the race was run. They ran it at a strong speed from start to finish, and just had him, as I said, out of his comfort zone, chasing the entire way. So for him to stick on the manner in which he did first up was certainly very encouraging. He's a tough horse, so I expect him to bounce out of that race the right way. With that, he can hold a nice prominent position here, look to travel a bit more comfortably in a better rhythm, and certainly I think he'll be effective once again.
Takamochi and Entente have been nominated for the Group 3 Colin Stevens Quality over 2,400 metres, which is a win and you're in for the Metropolitan the following week. Do you intend to run both of them in the hope that they will gain a start a week later?
At this stage, both looking to run both horses, not necessarily to gain a start next week, but I think it's a nice race for both of them. They've certainly been building towards a peak performance here. Entente on the back up from last Saturday ran an excellent run second up to hold on for third. He should be suited by the distance and will appreciate the backup. Takamuchi's been off a long layoff. He's taken a good few runs this preparation to sort of really hit his peak fitness. I feel his run in the Newcastle Cup was excellent. He stuck on very well, and that'll just top him off nicely for a race like this.
We couldn't possibly round out the week without a country cup meeting on the agenda, and on Sunday it's at Bathurst. You've nominated Ottilie for the Fillies and Mares Maiden over 1200 metres, where she'd have to be hard to beat.
I thought she was excellent on debut at Nowra. She did plenty of things right. She just came up against some more seasoned and experienced opposition that were tough to get past, but she was gallant in defeat. As I said, she gave us a great impression on her debut. She's held her form nicely, I believe, in between runs. Her last gallop was certainly a nice work for her going towards Bathurst, so I'd like to see her being very effective for us here.
To finish off, I wanted to mention the 2-year-old trials. It's a huge day for these youngsters, their first day at school, and they seem to handle the whole process seamlessly. Tell us a little about the morning and your plans for those horses going forward.
Yeah, a really successful morning. We saw a couple of really nice horses put their hand up that are ready to go to the races and take that next step. So we'll see a few types in representing us in the breeders and in the Gimcrack Stakes. A horse like Kaboo was certainly very impressive, resonated to win their respective heats. A couple of really nice fillies in amongst the trials there. Pontenario, Celestial Spirit, Choose Your Words. They're all potentially likely to go into the Gimcrack. We'll just see how their next gallop brings them on. Went into the trials with plenty of improvement in terms of their fitness to come, so we hope to see that. As expected, a couple just are still growing and developing, just starting to feel their shins at the moment. So they've gone to the paddock. They'll have that rest and give them the maturity that they need. But all in all, it's been a big positive to get them this far and give them that education. And there's a couple there that are showing they still need a bit further education, so they'll return to the trials in 2 weeks, and then we can see them at the races just a little bit further down the track and expect a bit more rounded performance off their second trials.